Scene.org brings you a new era for independent musicians, the convergence of AI and decentralized technology.
All right, let's get into it. This is a really powerful new framework for artists, and here's exactly what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about why the old system is just broken. Then, we'll introduce this brand new tech stack built on AI and Web3. We'll show you how to actually use it, put it all into a business plan, and finally, look at the kind of durable future this can create for you.
So first things first, let's tackle the big problem. It's something so many of you are probably feeling right now. That old dream, you know? The one where you get discovered, you get signed, and suddenly you've made it? Yeah, that dream is fading. Fast.
And makingascene.org really hits the nail on the head here. This whole strategy of just waiting around, hoping some gatekeeper is going to pick you out of a crowd, it's just not a viable plan anymore. It's really not.
Okay, so to really get this shift, you've got to look at the core difference, right? The old deal was all about scarcity. Studio time was scarce. Getting your music distributed was scarce. Getting on the radio, all of it was controlled by these gatekeepers. You were basically just renting access to your own fans. But this illustrates the alternative, the new era, and it's all about one thing: ownership. We're talking about owning your fan data, owning your sales channels, and owning the whole infrastructure of your career.
And look, don't get it twisted. The audience is there, the money is there. The US music market is absolutely massive, and independent artists are a huge slice of that pie. So the problem isn't that people aren't listening, it's not a lack of attention, it's a lack of leverage for the artists doing the work.
Which, of course, brings us to the solution. There's this new technology stack that can give you that leverage you've been missing. And the key thing to remember here is that it's not about two separate trends. It's about how they fit together, how they work in tandem.
This is where it gets really interesting, because this slide just boils down two gigantic trends into one simple concept. Think of it like this. AI is the labor layer. It helps you do the work of a much larger team all by yourself. And then Web3, that's the ownership layer. It makes sure you actually keep the value you create with all that work.
Okay, so let's dig into that a little deeper, starting with that labor layer. How can AI really give you a massive advantage? And I want to be super clear about this. We are not talking about replacing your art or your creativity. This is all about leverage.
The number one job for AI in this new world, it's to kill the busy work. Seriously, it lets you operate like you have a whole team behind you. You know, all those administrative tasks, the marketing stuff, the planning, the things that just absolutely burn an artist out. AI can handle that.
I mean, just think about the stuff you can hand off right now. Using tools like ChatGPT or Claude, you can instantly get a draft for your next launch plan. You can have it write outreach emails to venues for a tour. You can get awesome descriptions for your new merch. The point is, you never have to start from a blank page again. And this isn't just for text, it's for visuals too. I mean, we all know visual content is essential for any campaign. Well, with tools like Runway and Midjourney, you can mock up release art, create those little looping videos for social media, and even test out different ad concepts before you spend a single dollar on production. It's a game changer for lowering your financial risk.
And this is the brutal, honest truth of why all of this matters so much. Most indie artists don't fail because they're not talented. Of course not. They fail because they just can't keep up with the insane amount of work. It's a labor problem. AI helps you manage that load, so you can actually stay in the game long enough to win.
All right, let's switch gears to the other half of this stack. This is the part that makes sure all that work you're doing actually benefits you. This is the ownership layer. And the secret here, the real key, is to make it totally invisible to your fans.
I cannot stress this enough. The goal is absolutely not to drag your fans into some confusing crypto seminar. No way. For them, the experience has to be dead simple, just like it's always been. They use their email, they use their credit card, they click a link, and boom, they're in. That's it. All the fancy tech just hums along quietly in the background. So these are some of the tools that make up that under-the-hood infrastructure. You've got things like Unlock Protocol, which is great for running memberships. You've got PoApp, which lets you create these cool digital mementos, basically building a fan passport over time. And then tools like Privy and Crossmint just make the whole onboarding process a piece of cake for the fan. And just look at how easy this flow is. Step 1, a fan comes to your show. Step 2, you offer them a free digital keepsake, a memento. All they do is pop in their email. Step 3, they claim their little collectible stamp and their fan passport. For them, it's a fun little thing.
For you, on the back end, you're building an incredibly powerful, provable list of your biggest, most engaged fans.
Okay, so we have all these cool pieces. AI for labor, Web3 for ownership. The big question is, how do we actually put it all together? How do we make this a real business plan that works in the real world?
Well, it all starts with your home base. And this is so important. This has to be infrastructure that you own, not just a space you're renting on some social media platform. We're talking about a WordPress site as your foundation, an email list as your direct line to your fans, and something like Bandcamp or Shopify as your own personal storefront. And this is how it all clicks together in practice. Let's say you have a new release coming up. AI helps you map out the whole plan, while Web3 can help you create a special, premium version of the music that fans can truly own. Going on tour? AI helps you draft all those outreach emails, and a pop at the show turns a ticket into a loyalty badge. Selling merch? AI writes your product descriptions, and Web3 lets you bundle a cool digital collectible with a t-shirt. See how it all connects?
You know, this isn't just some abstract theory. This is a real, practical model for building a more durable, more sustainable future for yourself as an artist. It's about building something that can actually last, instead of just chasing the next viral moment. It's about, finally, building a real middle class for the music industry.
So what's the big takeaway? It's that you don't have to boil the ocean here. You don't have to do everything all at once. Just start simple. Step 1, build that home base on platforms you actually control. Step 2, add just one simple fan-proof layer. Maybe it's a POAP for your next show. That's it. And step 3, just start bringing AI into your weekly rhythm to save yourself some time. Small steps.
Really, this entire explainer, it all comes down to one single fundamental question you have to ask yourself about your career. Are you building on rented land, or are you building on infrastructure that you own? Because answering that question honestly is what will decide if you're building a business that can last, or one that's just at the mercy of some algorithm on a platform you have zero control over.
Make sure you check out the other great articles and resources on makingascene.org, the place the indie artist goes to build the new music industry.